course down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Verdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down in the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. There it is, and hello and welcome everybody into some Sunday night racing action where the real life race is rained out because, well, up here in New Hampshire, it's been raining. That's been the story of our summer, but that's all right. We're going to have some great racing action here tonight as the NTRL Super Speedway Series takes on Daytona. The beautiful 2.5 mile racetrack out here under the lights and ready to shine. So let's get on down there and get everybody all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to our fantastic sponsors like tonight, race sponsor of Holler Boys Racing. And go check out Holler Boys Racing TV over here, on YouTube, and go check out some of the fantastic racing action they got going on over there. Of course, we also have to say a huge, big time thank you to the great race sponsors of Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to go and check them on out. If you're looking to do any custom remodels or doing anything like that, be sure to get the pros to do it for you over there at Davidson Builders. Speaking of pros, talk to DEP Graphics if you're looking to get yourself a fancy smancy specialized paint scheme out there. Big time thank you to DEP Graphics for jumping on board here this season. Same thing, Sim Gear Central, some fantastic button boxes with all the flip knob, turn thingies, anything you can think of that will aid you in your sim experience, all at the reach of your fingertips. Sim Gear Central's got it, so be sure to go and get yourself a button box here today. Of course, Track Bar Media with some fantastic photo and video edits of real life and sim life racing. Be sure to go and check them on out. And of course, Martin Sports here as well. Some fantastic quality, customizable race wear and just, you know, just regular wear, whatever you want to put around. Be sure to go and check out Martin Sports, and thank you guys for your great sponsorship here this evening. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I am joined by my good friend, Mr. Adam Turn. Mr. English is having a little bit of some electrical problems there tonight, but that's all right. We're still up and running, and looking forward to a great show here tonight there, Adam.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm worried about English. He is in communication with me. He does not have power. 90-mile-an-hour winds got to him. Just destroyed the town. He's having to cook off his crawfish pot. He's trying to make grilled cheese on his crawfish burner. So that's how desperate he is right now. So pray for English. Hopefully he gets that power back on, because, you know, the air conditioning is very important down there, especially in the part of Louisiana he's at. But nonetheless, we're here tonight, Brown. I think we're going to have a fun race. This is, you know, Daytona, typical fun track. I think we're going to see some anger, maybe some good drafting, a lot of teamwork. This is typical. It seems like we've been through the gamut here at Daytona before, so should be a fun race. We are going to see some crashes. Just my opinion. We're going to see something crazy happen. So, but without further ado, I'm going to give you the rules here tonight at the Holler Boys Racing Daytona 175. 1 fast repair, 65% fuel, 3 sets of tires total. That's no big deal. 18 incident points, you get a penalty. 25 incident points, you'll be disqualified. And the track is cool at 69 degrees. Perfect evening for racing.
And that indeed it is, as we take a look here at tonight's race info and some beautiful weather here under these lights of Daytona, which always makes for a fantastic showing here this evening. Looking on down through, you know, no weather-wise, that's not going to rain down there in Florida, because it never rains in Florida. That's where all the good weather is. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. But huge time down there for the key to the race, though. And that is going to be, you got to tag team on up. You got to be sure to get your partners all locked and loaded and get ready. And man, it should just be a pretty dang good time out there.
Oh, we're going to have fun. I mean, that's the key. And it does rain in Florida. It rains a lot because of the humidity, but iRacing kind of simulates the fact it's not raining there ever, right? Kind of what it seems like. Tonight we have some people joining us on YouTube already, so I'm going to try to help out with that, even though it's English's job and he's not here to help because he survived a massive storm in Louisiana today. K-Dub says good luck tonight. Cars seem super edgy. Should be a fun one. Tracy Cotton, Mama's here. Let's go Trister. Haley and friends. Club Penguin, let's go Tristan. He's already got all the fans out there. Josh Kelleher, good luck everybody. Let's have some fun. Angry Tacos Network, let's go racing. Or let's go everybody. Have a great race today. Man, Tracy Cotton. Thanks guys. I hear y'all are going to commentate Haley's race. Yeah, we are. There's going to be some of that going on. Haley Strong. Josh Kelleher. Love from the 73 and DEP Racing. Haley, keep fighting. Lions Pride, Lucas, go Vroom. Man, we got some happenings out there in the YouTube land so far, so that's fun. Keep that up.
I know, absolutely love it. Be sure to get on down there to hit that like button, subscribe, ring the notification bell, do all the stuff.
You got to hit the buttons, right, Brown? Because look, they're not going to hit them for you. Bill Gates doesn't like us. So we have to kind of fight for every like and follow and subscribe we can get. Ring the bell, do all that. Tell your friends. We're gonna have fun. This is iRacing, man. These guys have fun. We have fun watching the race. It's a virtual, real race, is what it is. So We have fun with it, and I hope y'all do as well.
That it is, as we get all locked and loaded here, and we send it on down to pit lane to tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to start here tonight. And looks like got 30 total here, so I'll take 15. You want to take the last 15 there, buddy?
Well, yeah, let's do it like that. That'll work.
All right, that works. That works out here for me as the 99 of America's driver, Albert Anderson. Gonna pick up that pole position. He's gonna have Lucas Lyons up to 25 starting to his outside. 18 Joshua Moore. One of the few times we haven't seen him pick up a pole position here, but he's gonna get that 18 machine started there in third. Mr. Run Over by a Forklift himself, the one of DW, Derek Welch, starting here tonight in fourth. Fifth will be the 8 of Dylan Mad Max Bryant. 23, the Mac Daddy, getting it all started off there in 6th with the 48 of Zeth Hawley starting in 7th. 8th will be the 13 of Paul Durkee with the 98 of Connor Leach, looking to stay inside that top 10 here tonight in 9th with the 005 of AJ Evangelista, rounding out your field starting top 10. Starting here tonight in 11th will be the 00 of Joe Bennett. To his outside will be Mr. Mike Adamson driving the 89 machine here tonight. In 13th will be Mr. Nick Biddy joining us here once again in that 32 machine. You got the in 14th there though, the 9 of Mr. Tommy Welch getting a pretty good starting spot with Mr. Scott Milner in the 31 machine running out the field starting top 15.
Yeah, sitting there in 16th, the 76 Patrick Mahaney, 33 Paul the Gambler Ferdiani, he'll start in 17th. 18th will be Brandon Coleman in the 19 machine. 42 Kevin Winker starts 19th. Number 20 Tom Barish, double nickel, sitting there in 20th. Number 51 Chris Klein starts 21st. Number 6 Joe David 22nd. 23rd, number 92, Timothy Stubblefield, Tennessee native. Everybody loves chiming in for him. Stubblefield, Tennessee friends and family. Number 77, Tristan Cotton. He'll start 24th. We already got lots of his fans out there. Haley Strong, hashtag. 25th, Chuck Kiger in the 22. Number 27, Michael Eden. He'll start 26. Starting 27th, Nathan Stanley in the 67. PJ Cox in 05. Starts 28th. The 78, Christopher Jordan. 29th, Josh Kelleher. 30th, Mike Koravu. Number 7, he'll start 31st. And that could change because there were some EOLs and stuff that were handed out from penalties from last week, but that's generally your starting order there, Brown.
Well, that indeed it is, as everybody gets all lined up behind the pace car here. Lights all turned on off as we get ready for, I think it's like 70 or 75 laps here around America's greatest raceway, Daytona Super Speedway. Pace car peeling off down and in onto pit road, and you know what that means. It's time to go into the Geico restart zone and get going for green flag racing for the first time here tonight. Side by side, Albert Anderson's going to lead this field down and across the line into turns 1 and 2, where he's going to maintain that side by side advantage over that 25 of Lucas Lyons. You can see the 18 of Joshua Moore trying to push Albert up here to the front, but here comes a big charge on the outside by that 1 of DW. He's got a pretty good run and some help there with some of the NTG love there of Mark Collins trying to push him up here to the front. Look at that top line go. It looks like the 18 of Joshua Moore popped on out to the outside lane, trying to get that momentum and get that run back going. But here comes the 48 of Zeth Hawley back to the back bumper of the 99. You got the 98 of Connor Leach trying to filter his way on up through this madness, as well as the 00 of Joe Bennett. But the field comes back down and across the line, and it looks like it's going to be the 18 of Joshua Moore picking up that one lap lead.
Well, isn't it crazy? Lately, we've been seeing the top line at these super speedway races really worked well together and hold their own. And it looks like we have a special guest here tonight. I don't know if he's here for the short time or here for the long time. Is that you, Alan English?
Yeah, it depends on if they shut my circuit back off. I know they were working a electrical fire. There was a power line that fell in the road, and they got my circuit back on. Amazingly.
That's
hopefully I'm here long term. I'm getting loaded in. I'll chime in when I get
Okay, well, I was telling the folks at home that you were cooking with your crawfish burner with desperate times, but it sounds like everything's back in order, so that's good.
Yes, sir.
Brown, there is a secondary pack. Christopher Jordan is in position number 25, but they're still hanging right there with the main pack, and that's kind of what you want to do, is just be in the main pack. This thing's a long race. As long as you stay within striking distance of the front pack, you still have a chance to win this thing.
Oh, yeah, you don't even need to be, in the first couple rows. I mean, how many times have we seen, 3/4 of the field wreck out on the final lap, and it's someone that was not even close to being in the mix of it, just trickle right on through, no contacts, whatever, to pick up the win. So that's definitely a strategy that's being well used here, but you really don't want to put yourself too much time down. Right now, they're about a little less than a second and a half behind the main pack, as looks like Mark Corvo finally getting loaded into the session here and is able to jump into his car to start qualifying with some times. But you don't want to start being like 20, 30 seconds behind this main group, because then it gets really difficult to try to make your way back around.
Yeah, you're gonna lose. You'll just lose ground and continue to lose ground. And there'll be no way out of it unless you get lucky with kind of a caution or a lucky dog. Right now, Christopher Jordan has got a really good pace going, staying with that pack. And to me, as a racer, former iRacer, really, I haven't done it in a while, I like where he's setting, because if mayhem happens up front, because they're three, almost sometimes squeezing this 3 wide. If something happens up there, you're going to have the time to avoid it, especially early in the race. So there's no pressure right now to get up front. Right now, it's just the time to put some laps in and kind of relax. I mean, that's how I see it. Some people have different opinions.
No, that's how I see it too. I just had a handful of
What are
chips
you
in my
eating
mouth.
over there? Oh, you're having a snack. See,
Having a snack.
I had some green chile. Have y'all ever had that green chile from New Mexico?
No.
That is some good stuff, man. You put that on anything,
That's that imitation Mexican food, isn't it? Isn't that what
No, it's a new Mexican food, and that's
gotcha.
amazing. So green chili is really like it's green chilies, but it comes out red, So don't let it fool you. Well, it's like a pork gravy with chili. Oh, it's so good.
Well, I had some green chile with my burrito today, but
Ooh, okay. So you can understand.
Yeah. I like it. It's a little heat, but not spicy. It's good.
Yeah, it's not too spicy, but it's good. What?
Down South Texas, we used to eat a dish called carne guisada. It was
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
beef and gravy with pepper.
Mhm.
Salt, and stuff
Oh,
in it.
man.
Oh man!
See, carne it's very similar to carne guisada, but it's made with pork, and they use those hatch chilies.
Okay.
So roasted hatch chilies. Man, that carne guisada is good, but it is that's a peppery dish right
And
there.
it's messy.
Oh, it's so good though, right?
Oh yeah,
It can be had breakfast, lunch, and dinner on a tortilla.
sure can.
Well, while we're talking about tacos,
Up at the front, the 25 is going around, and oh boy, here we go. This is that 3/4 field. Oh man, we had one going up onto his roof. Goodness gracious.
Was that DW?
It was. He went airborne upside down.
So it's not only good enough that he gets run over by a forklift this week, but his car gets absolutely manhandled out there.
Was he driving the forklift that ran over? Well,
No, he was not.
Yeah, I'll start, I think, with Lucas Lyons there on the top line, fellas.
Yeah, it looked like maybe trying to protect both lanes down there.
Wow. That's what it was. You got it.
Oh yeah, that wasn't good. A little early to do that, in my opinion, but who am I? I'm just a watcher of the sport.
It could have also been, a firm push. He had the Mark Collins sitting right there behind him. Might have been also a firm push. We'll take a look back at that here in just a split second. But yeah, oh man, anything that happens at the front, you can just see and count all the cars that traveling almost 200 miles an hour. There's nothing they can do in this situation. Just throw on the brakes and pray. But oh goodness.
Amazingly, DW drove that thing into the pits.
Well, he landed
and
on
got
his
a
wheels.
fast repair. I mean, that thing was beat up, man. Good job, Derek Welch. He'll still be in it. It's not the end of the world this early in the race, but definitely a setback if you had to use a fast repair.
As we jump on up to that chopper camera and take another look at it here. Yeah, it looks like he trickled and wanted to rejoin up at the high side because he was kind of getting caught out in the middle, and then, yeah, it's just all carnage at that point. 76 machine, man. Whew, that's got a lot going on in that paint scheme. Patrick Mahaney.
Bunch of folks out there in the YouTube lands.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how far down the list you guys
Well,
got.
we have got to probably where Jaden Willardson has right there. It's probably about where we stopped.
Okay, he's
If you
here
wanna go ahead
pulling
and-
Tristan Cotton. Let's see, hashtag Haley Strong also. So thank you for that. Timothy Stubblefield also throwing that hashtag out there. Hashtag Haley Strong. Patrick Swales here pulling for the 005 GBS machine. Don't suck out there today, he says. Tracy Cotton's here as well. Let's see. Angry Tacos Network. Here saying, damn. Yeah, that was one heck of a race there. Or what a heck of a wreck there. Going on with that paint there of a 76 machine.
He's got a lot going on. I was trying to decipher it. Patrick Mahaney. He's sitting in the pits. I don't know if he's getting some damage fixed. Didn't hit his fast repair. I'm not quite sure.
Well, because of how early it is in the race, I mean, I could see that happen for a few people, maybe electing to maybe not be exactly up in the mix or have the fastest car right now. Save that fast repair for later, because I believe they only get the one, Adam.
They only have one, and speaking of, Stubblefield showing on my screen in 9th position, could be wrong, but he did not get a fast repair as well. He is kind of beat up on the rear end of his car, but he's going to try to make it work in that 92 Stub Nation machine.
Brittany Cotton saying the in-car view from Tristan during that wreck was pretty incredible.
Well, that's all up to the producers. See, we got to call New England, let them know. Hopefully, they can get that squared away if we can.
They've got to get that tape out of the can, and it's a whole process, you know.
There's a lot going on with all the buttons and stuff you got to push. It's not easy. I'll tell you who's hitting the buttons right now. Derek Welch was not happy with all the arguing on the radio there, and he's going to take action if somebody mouths up again. You know, these drivers can get mouthy sometime. I sure like it though.
He basically did what the umpire does when the benches are jawing at each other. He just comes out and points at both of them and gives them a verbal warning.
Oh. Well, now they're figuring out who claimed what wreck.
Yep.
Lucas Lyons claims responsibility for the crash.
Yes.
So he will probably get an EOL. There you go.
That indeed.
We are here too wide, coming back around the front side of the track here in just a moment. Lights are out on the pace car.
I'm just so happy that you're okay, English. You've been
good,
really
man.
hit with some. You've been hit. Your house got hit by a tree earlier this year.
Yeah,
You know, you lost all your
it was a month
beer.
ago today. It was a
Your
month ago.
beer was destroyed because of no power.
Hundreds
That's
of
a
gallons.
very important problem. I think we need to have a talk with Mother Nature. Somebody doesn't like you.
Hey, make a call down there to the colonel, see if we can get that Barksdale bubble turned back on the
Yeah.
local Air Force base. That's the reason we got the power back so quick too. I'm sure I'm sitting right by a military installation.
Well, that's important. We
It
need
helps. It
we
doesn't
need
hurt.
that
I'll tell you
working.
that.
We need that fully operational when the bad ones start trying to come get us. Those
Sure.
communists. Go ahead, Brown.
Okay, as we get back up and running here with the 13 of Paul Durkee getting the field all led on around. 27 of Michael Eden starting to hit the outside there with a Wonka candy machine, trying to get things all wound on up. Mike Adamson in the 89 trying to help out that high side before trickling back down into that low line, realizing it's not really all put together up there quite yet. Here comes the 73 of Josh Kelleher trying to give a big push to the 27 right now. So we're going to go 3 wide here. Looks like someone getting kind of sandwiched there in the middle.
Michael Eden up on the outside there. Had a slow start or checkup. He might have some aero damage, but 7-3 with really nowhere to go without lifting completely out of it. Went to the inside there, made it 3 wide.
That indeed, as you can see, the 27 still getting very slowly around here. He's going to have the 48 of Seth Hawley trying to help him out here just a little bit.
Yeah, suspicions confirmed. He does have damage on the nose of that car.
Yes, maybe down a few horsepower here, and especially at a track where drafting and air is everything. It's gonna be a little bit of a rough ride out there. Meanwhile, the 18 of Joshua Moore and the 33 of the Gambler, Paul Ferdiani, get things all lined on up. 89 of Adamson's gonna filter into that line here as well. 31 Scott Milner, Nathan Stanley got Cubby out here running, trying to stay up inside that top 5 here tonight.
That wreck happened early enough. These guys have plenty of chance to recover, even if they lost all the track position on that lead lap. As long as they stay on the lead lap, they should be golden.
Yeah, you have to be. If you can get that lap back somehow.
Yeah.
We still have, 57 laps to go, something like that. A long time. A lot can happen between now and then. So the key is just, trying to keep that car as clean as possible. And it's random here at Daytona. The best driver is not going to always win. That's just how it works. It's just it's a luck of the draw thing. And then that's why I like it, because even people like English win races here at Daytona.
That's true.
That top line's kind of moving around real nice right now.
Once when everybody gets all grouped on up, that's definitely looking like a possible spot to be, as we're falling here in the 92 of Timothy Stubblefield. He's got the 77 of Tristan Cotton out in front of him. Ooh, big checkup, as looks like the 89 wants to get out of line over there.
I don't know if that was planned or not. Yeah.
It looked like he was off the pace, maybe. I'm not sure there.
Well, he was up, helping push about 3 cars back from the lead, so.
They might have overheated, would be my guess.
Oh, maybe.
When it got a little hot. You put that nose on the bumper of the car in front of you for long enough, that thing will start to overheat, and you're going to have to dip out and get a little air.
Yeah, your oil cooler's down there as well as your radiator, so yeah, your oil temp and your coolant temp are both going to be climbing.
The 005's got a cool hashtag Haley Strong paint.
Yeah, him and the 77 running side by side earlier, and it was kind of neat to see him run around there with the same awesome tribute paint. $13 doing a pretty good job holding on the lead out there, but needs to be careful not to get too far out in front of these cars, because that's when we see some get together and make a huge run. Luckily, he's got a good pusher in his teammate there.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job there. You can see the 99 Albert Anderson going a lap down here, electing not to use that fast repair quite yet, and his car's still very heavily damaged. Let's see how far off the pace he is. You can also see in the background some chase packs starting to get a little formed up. You got the 42, Kevin Winker. He's got a crowd around him. He's got Lucas Lyons, Connor Leach, Chris Klein all in a line back there. And then behind him, you can see Mike Adamson trying to jump into line here as well.
Albert Anderson, one of those cars out there, he's missing the front clip off of that thing. He's got no danger of overheating, I don't think.
There's some arguing going on out there.
Oh, Joe David was on the wrong channel and keyed up on the wrong channel.
Yeah. Yeah, he said something they shouldn't have said on the channel. Nothing crazy. Oh man. Sometimes things confuse us up here while we're listening in. We're listening to the drivers talk, and we're trying to talk ourselves. It gets a little much, but I think they squared that away, didn't they, English?
Yeah, I think no harm, no foul, I don't think. 73 and 18 kind of get outrun here on the front stretch. As I thought they were going to get up in front of the 13 and the 19, but they just didn't have the momentum. And here's where the outside line shines on the back side of the track. Let's see if they can stretch it back out again. I think Biddy's there to help them on the outside.
Yeah, that indeed. I remember, I think it was back in the day, my friend was telling me, and this was before even the Gen 6 cars were coming out, you know, if you ran the high side around Daytona, you'd keep, 7 miles an hour faster in the turns, but the bottom side of the, against the yellow line, it's, quite a bit quicker, that it reduces the distance around the track by a lot.
And now it's like the opposite almost, when you're running the high line, you've got better momentum down the back stretch and stuff, but around the front, it kills you. So, yeah, it's different for sure. Back then, too, the COTs, I think, were the ones that ran tandems. 2 cars was faster than just about anything out there. That was the magic number. You get 2 cars together, you were going to be quick. Joel Moore out there pulling for Josh in the 18 Muhleberger Custom Homes machine. Black and purple.
That is a good-looking machine, too, and he's really doing a good job of pushing the 73 right now. Josh Kelleher.
Kelleher with a kind of a cool paint on his machine also.
So we take a little ride around here with some of these drivers who have their driver cams on up. Thank you guys for joining us over there to put those on up for us here. Absolutely love to see it.
Yeah, it's always fun to have them participate in this.
Ooh, big checkup up front. Ooh, things are getting dicey.
Oh, Joe David had to lift a little bit there behind Biddy. But Nick Biddy got a little damage on the back bumper and the spoiler area. I'm not sure if that's affecting his top speed or not.
Yeah, I think it is, because he got out in front of that 6, and the 6 had to come back to that bumper pretty hard there. Sent another little checkup on that bottom side. So 13 of the 19 continue to work well together here. Ooh, looked like the 19, he was ready to drop down, but the 13 said, no, not yet. We still gotta get PJ Cox up here and let him get the all clear before we drop down.
Yeah, 32's got just enough aero damage. I think these guys are all going to have to try to get around him if they want to make that lower line run. 4 cars up front trying to decide if they want to go high line or low line. 33 makes his way in front of the 32 of Biddy. It doesn't take much damage to just feel like you've got a parachute attached to the back of your car here. That 1 or 2 mile an hour, that's everything.
It's huge here, right? So now the lap car, 00 Joe, is asking where should I go?
Where do you want me?
Yeah, he's already anticipating it. It's not a place 00 Joe normally is about to get lapped, is he?
Not usually. Did he kind of get caught by himself and didn't have anybody to draft with, or does he have damage out there? Would be the question I would ask. And yes, Adam, for the record, I did cook 2 grilled cheese sandwiches on my turkey fryer burner with a cast iron skillet on my carport today.
That's a crawfish burner.
Well, you could use it for either.
Yeah. That's true.
I only ever fried turkeys in that pot. Oh, checking up on the inside, not quite enough room for the guys to get around the 76, and that lower line had to lift big time. Some teammates getting separated now.
And you can see the field, a whole smattering of damaged and battered race cars out here trying to figure their way around here at Daytona. 76 still trying to squeeze his way to that bottom line, and finally as the 33 of Paul Ferdiani gets by, slot opens on up, so he's able to try to get into line here and pick up some draft help.
And you see how Biddy has kind of recovered because he got behind somebody. It wasn't working really with him leading the line, but he can get in behind somebody and stay with them.
Yeah, there's some movement up front. They're talking about, I guess there's a car that's kind of losing internet connection, so that's causing issues. Technical issues.
Occasionally, I take a can of WD-40, I squirt it in my modem, and I make sure the line is coded really good just to make sure the internet runs good and smooth. And
What are you talking about? No. Don't give people at home any dumb ideas. That's not how you're supposed to do anything.
You can use JB80 or 3-in-1 also.
No, you don't. That's not how you use the modem. I mean, what is wrong with you? Did the storm get to your brain? Are you going to tell me you should duct tape the electrical lines together as well?
I did that yesterday, and everything's been fine up until the windstorm.
Oh, no. No. Definitely not OSHA approved, whatever you're talking about.
No, this is not the red green show.
This is the parody account.
Yeah. We're not giving tips like red green where he, attaches a forklift to a boat and all that kind of stuff. I shouldn't say forklift. That's still kind of fresh.
Kind of a sour note.
Look at Durkee falling in the middle there.
Well, now lap traffic, Brown. What's going to happen here?
Things are going to have to get figured out. Well, Anderson trickles down to the baseline and just tries to stay out of the way here. It's the 13 of the 19. Talk about being the meat in the sandwich. Oh, the 7 on the outside lane getting snagged up in the outside wall a little bit there as well. And things are spicy tonight.
Yeah, the 7 did a good job, though, as you pointed out there, of not coming down into the 19 and causing a big to-do there. Oh, 23 on the outside here with 3 wide again. We're going to be 3 wide throughout the field. Here's the 23 off the pace.
Yeah, he's stuck out there at the moment unless somebody picks him up. Durkee's picking him up. Yeah.
That's the 25 Lucas Lyons trickles back on up to that top side lane. PJ Cox in the 05 trying to lead the outside charge with the 32 Nick Biddy right behind him. Meanwhile, the gambler Paul Ferdiani in the 33 with some help there from the 18 of Joshua Moore trying to get things all settled down there for the bottom side. 67 of Cubby trying to stay up here in this mix. 6 of Joe David and the 1 of one-footed DW still riding around out there.
Yeah, he had to have used his fast repair. That car was tore up,
oh,
wasn't it?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at the 9 here. Good night. Woof. That made some pretty violent, quick checkups on the inside there, but everybody able to get past.
Yeah, just some quick ones. But that's, again, that's kind of the price of what happens here. Is here comes some more lap traffic as the 00, and looks like the 55 been trying to work together. The 55, oof, man, he's got some heavy damage there. He's going to stay up against the outside wall as the field tries to pass him here. But, a early caution like we had, especially up at the front, you're seeing this. It's where people just electing not to quite take that fast repair quite yet, because we're coming up on halfway. We're almost to the halfway point, but man, it's just kind of given what you got, and almost got to treat this race like you don't have any fast repairs. We're just gonna have to get all that stuff fixed up the old-fashioned way.
Save it for the big one towards the end, right there, Adam, because it ain't over with. But
yeah, we're definitely gonna have another one where somebody flies into the stands, like what happened to DW a little bit ago. We're almost halfway through this thing. They're barely clean for a Daytona race. 1 crash, so I think we're on pace for a good Daytona race right now.
I'm with you. There are a couple of close calls, but all is well here so far. How about this, man? PJ Cox and Nick Biddy out there in front, Cubby right behind them, and the gambling lurking there. Much more rounding out your top 5 here so far. I think they're coming up on another lap car here. I think I heard on the radio. Yep. And 78 to the outside there.
That is what it looks like. Okay, there he goes. It was getting a little tight down there, but and then the 9 had Tommy Welsh seeing what was going on. It's like, I'm just going to hit the apron. We don't need to take this 4 wide.
Well, folks out there in YouTube land, if you like what you see out there tonight, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you like what you see out there. Helps us reach more viewers and more people to visit the sponsors. So,
yeah, that means revenue generated for the league and more importantly, beer money for English and I, and golf and money for Brown. We got to make a little bit of chump change while we're out here having fun.
He's got to replace all them balls that go in the woods.
He doesn't lose any, I'm pretty sure.
He probably doesn't.
I tend to replace balls due to damage more than due to wear and tear than actual lossages. Looks like we're getting a whole field coming on down. Not the whole field, but a whole group coming on down is what I meant to say. Drivers into pit road there. Ooh, Paul Durkee trying to guide that charge off of pit road as he was side by side with the 19. Gets a little loose, but able to make it work. Now here comes... Oh, no!
Cubby lost it, I think.
It looked like a few people lost it trying to check on up. So pit road getting a little busy and a little hectic down there. 77 Tristan Cotton having to check up for some of that action, but Paul Ferdiani, I think DW even. Oh, DW still trying to get into his box. He's got cars driving through him there, but big checkup down on pit road. So pit stops flying around.
When you lock the brakes up like that, when you're trying to get slowed down to 60 miles an hour, which is the pit speed limit here, it's tricky. Sometimes you got a little, especially if you got some rear brake bias dialed in it, it'll come right around on you.
Nathan Stanley just had some issues. Brought the 18 machine kind of to the wall, but I don't think it hurt too much. Just slowed him down quite a bit.
25 also involved in that.
And here comes our remainders coming on down onto pit road. Biddy, Klein, David, Cox, and Kelleher all hitting their pit boxes here. So Paul Ferdiani going to try to group back around and maybe try to steal a few positions away. Doesn't look like it. I think he might actually be coming around right at that right moment, so he'll be able to join at full speed with the drivers as they make their way back around and out onto the track here. It's going to be a little close.
Jessica Stubblefield out there saying, wow, talking about that pit entrance. One of her favorite drivers, the 92 of Tim Stubblefield, out there able to rejoin the pack after his pit stop. And that good-looking dark color painted number 92.
Ooh, this blending into the track thing is...
That's rough.
Dangerous, isn't it?
It's been rough there.
Yeah, you ain't kidding here. It's looks like Paul Durkee with Brandon Coleman, Connor Leach, and Kevin Winker going to try to catch on up to the 05 of PJ Cox, who's a little over a second up the line there. Sorry, as the brand was traveling faster than the mouth. You also got the 33 of Ferdiani all teamed up with the 32 of Biddy, 6 of David, and the 1 of DW. So green flag pit stop starting to separate this field here a little bit.
I've been called worse, PJ, by these guys, but man, he's hanging in there in that 05 machine. He's got quite a lead on the cats behind him here. That's Albert Anderson riding with him there, who's 3 laps down, but that don't mean he can't push the 05 and help both of their situation here.
And he will.
Oh yeah.
If he can help his buddies out or teammates out, Albert's all about it. Even if he's having a tough race for himself.
Yeah.
That's why he is America's driver.
Even if you're not on his team, and if he thinks, it's mutually beneficial, he'll do the nonpartisan thing. We should call him the nonpartisan driver.
That's not a bad idea. He's definitely can make friends with anyone, but just don't cross him now. He didn't like to be crossed. I know that.
Yes. Meanwhile, the field's starting to gather all back on up together here. Got some traffic and lap cars working to get around the 48 of Zeth Hawley here as the 99 helps push the 05 of PJ Cox. I guess the 99 of Anderson kind of thinks one of his only chances is to maybe get a lap back the hard way here. It looks like he has used his fast repair to try to settle things all down as, oh man, Paul Ferdiani in this group started getting all wiggly and jiggly. Did y'all Yahtzee on me?
No, I'm just waiting for English to talk. He's all throwed off. I guess he's too busy making sandwiches on the crawfish burner. And or he could have lost the power for all I know. Just, this is a part of the race where it kind of lulls you to sleep, It's my fault. I was just kind of paying attention to other things.
Oh, no, it's good. I was told, don't talk so, try to, leave more open-ended things so it's clear when, as the 05 gets shoved out of line there, like actually shoved out of line down below the apron. Thankfully, he's able to get it all back collected here and trickle into line as the 42, Kevin Winker, takes the lead of this race. Oh, yeah, there goes English.
Oh, that's the answer. Well, it was nice having him here for a little bit.
And that indeed it was. As, man, look at that top side go, man. It's all about who your friends are and who's willing to join you up there on that top side. As the 13 of Paul Durkee takes things back on over with some help from the 19 and the 98. Here comes the one of DW as well. As, man, look at that top side run.
Yeah, and they're staying up there. Well, I don't know if it's Talladega or where. As soon as you cross, the low line, a lot of the drivers like to dip down and take that low line, but these guys are staying up tops. That's kind of a telltale sign of how fast they are up there. Well, I guess English, did you think he put WD-40 into his modem to keep it fast?
It's a possibility.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned he might have hurt his interweb machine. Oh, that got dicey with Coleman.
Oh, it's still going. Oh, hang on to it up there, fellers. Come on. Whew. Yeah, I think a few drivers up there might need a Depends diaper change on that one.
Yeah, that was crazy.
22
I know how
of Chuck
Durkee held it and all that.
And 22 of Chuck Kiger kind of stuck in the middle there and was kind of being forced to ping pong between each of the rows, and thankfully everyone was able to hold on to it down there. But the one of DW heavy with the checkup lost a whole lot of ground. Same thing with the 6 of Joe David. But meanwhile, the 98 Connor Leach out in front. 18 cars on the lead lap, and 7 which are inside of this main group.
Yeah, now we've lost that top line. It's starting to come, form back up with Durkee leading the charge. But it's kind of crazy, the ebbs and flows of a race like this at Daytona. you really need everybody on board to kind of make moves. You can't do anything by yourself out here. You need to have some friends.
Yeah, you're definitely not lying out there. So 42, Kevin Winker helps him on out. But you also got to remember here, Adam, they all last pitted right around lap 31, 32, that kind of mark. Not even quite to the halfway point of this 70-lap race. And you know what that means. We're going to still have at least a splash and dash to go.
Yeah, they're probably not going to need tires, but they're definitely going to need fuel. And I think we'll probably see a caution at some point where they'll kind of pick all that fuel up. But, hey, could be wrong. We've seen it before. People in certain leagues have run Daytona without a crash. It happens. So, I mean, we've had one, but we're not guaranteed another, per se. The odds are in the favor of another crash, though. Man. See who the biggest movers of the race are right now. Backwards, the minus 28 spot, Albert Anderson. I bet he didn't like to hear that.
Yeah.
And looks like PJ Cox up 25 in the third will be your biggest mover forward right now.
And of course, Cox loving that way of putting things, especially up 25. As looks like this kind of lead group just all settling down into single file line. I think they've all done the math here at this point here, Turner, realizing there's still one pit stop away. We got a whole bunch of people, multiple laps and all different kinds of multiple laps down here tonight. And so we're things at this point, for things to get really, really spicy, it would need to be I think we need to get a yellow somewhere.
Yeah, we're going to see one at some point. We can't predict when or how.
Well,
interesting, they moved up to the top line. Now look at all that movement up front there, Brown. I saw Winker do something crazy.
Yeah, well, some things just, it got shaked up a little bit there, going around some lap traffic all in that line, and then, it's like, well, I'm not going to hurry up to get back down. I'm going to take this line here, and I got to run and start shuffling on through, and drivers are 100% willing to work together until they, don't necessarily have to. And they're like, oh, a free spot for me? Sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's for sure. They'll take advantage of the situation. They're, drivers are like master manipulators. Hey, buddy, I like you. You're my buddy. I'm going to slide right in here. And then I'm going to leave you hanging here with 3 laps to go. That's how it works a lot of times. So it's all kind of a mental chess game as well. More lap traffic.
Yeah, that it is. That it is. It's, things still starting to get a little spicy down there, but still working things on out. Looks like the 55, Tom Barish, trying to keep it up against that outside wall. Still missing that hood lid of his.
Well, 47 laps in. So that would put us at about, 23 to go? I mean, I'm not good at math, but neither is English, so somewhere in there. So we're honing in on it. These are long laps. It does take some time to get around this track, but we're on the tail end of this thing right now.
Yeah, we're definitely getting on down to it as poor Tom Barish continues to make his way down through there. 23 laps left to go with the 13 of Paul Durkee out in front of the 19, Brandon Coleman. You got the 98, Connor Leach, 42, Kevin Winker, and the 32, Nick Biddy, all up inside this top 5. But here comes that 32, Nick Biddy, getting an opening with some help from the 05, trying to make a run there. Little 2-car, now 3 cars. The 99 of Albert Anderson, he's jumping on into the mix, and that's another thing. Some of these lap down traffic cars, they did finally either use a fast repair or get enough damage to get fixed, and they are now running in the draft, and they can play be a valuable teammate here.
Yeah, they can play an important role in somebody's race, even if they're having a rough night, and that's what kind of keeps them going too. A couple laps down, but you're one of your teammates is up front and needs help. You can still get up there and push them if you're in the right place at the right time. So your car is still valuable on the track, even with in 25th place or whatever. So that's another very good point to make about Daytona. It's not like that at like a New Hampshire, which we're trying to run today with all the rain, but definitely a track like Daytona, you can make an impact even in last place. They're starting to talk about fuel on the radio right now, so we'll kind of see where they're at.
And again, I believe these guys still need to hit down those pits at least one more time, probably with right around that 10 laps to go or so, which gives you enough time to get back up to speed and find someone to work with and start making waves, but also maybe not putting you out by too much. I mean, we saw it when did we see it here? It wasn't too long ago. We had the kind of same aspect of things, where it was a kind of a splash and go at the finish, and some people waited to the very end, and they just didn't have time to get, picked back on by somebody.
And we've seen that, and then we've also seen where we thought everyone was going to need fuel, and pretty much everybody did, but a handful of drivers somehow saved and didn't have to pit. I don't think we'll see that tonight, but it's kind of unpredictable from our standpoint because we're just watching like everybody else, making our educated guesses, since we've seen dozens and dozens of these races here at Daytona at this point. Looks like we got some takers, right? This would be a short pit, maybe? 42, 98, 33?
I don't know, but here they come, heading those pit roads, making sure to try to keep this one clean and clear as the 98, 42, and the 33 hit their boxes.
Well, Milner's talking about pitting right now. And Nick Biddy is about to pit. So this is it. This is where everybody, I think, is going to complete the money stop.
Yeah, this is the money stop. This is where you put the put your money where your mouth is. And we're just going to have to sit and wait and find out. But here we go. Ooh, little slicey and dicey, but looks like they're going to make it work. Come on, check up, fellas. Check up, fellas. Coming in pretty hot.
It's scary coming down in there after going about almost 200 miles an hour and then trying to slow down. That's not easy. Jason Kraft, Aviation and Sim. Come on, Stubbs. Right. Jessica Stubblefield says good to hear from you. Thanks, Jason.
Speaking of Stubbs, here comes Stubbs and a few more's coming on in. Hitting their pit boxes here. It's just allowing the 73 Josh Kelleher, with some help from the 78 machine out here, to get some lead laps in. He's going to have the 00 of Joe Bennett. It's like the 78. Trying to see Chris Jordan, trying to work with him here.
Chris Jordan's 9 laps down, but he's still out there putting in some laps, putting in some work, so that's good for him.
And dedication.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about, helping out, sticking through it, not rage quitting something like this. I used to be that guy. I might just throw in the towel, just if I'm having a tough race, just, kind of throw something at the screen, break something and just turn it off. Yeah, I know you can't imagine me doing something like that though, because I'm still calm all the time.
And that indeed. So that's we get everybody all looped and grouped and back on around, let's go ahead and take a quick mid-stage break here and catch everybody back on up here when the action gets a little bit closer to the end, as we're closing in on the final 15 laps here at Daytona. So stay tuned. And welcome back as we rejoin the action here with 10 laps left to go. Here being led by the 98 of Connor Leach. You're going to have the 42 of Kevin Winker and the 05 of PJ Cox all in line. Same thing with Nick Biddy and Paul Durkee inside of this main group. Then a little ways back by about 10 seconds, Paul Ferdiani and the 1 of DW starting to work well together here. And then you got the 18 Joshua Moritz, 6 of Joe David, and 92 of Timothy Stubblefield, all rounding out the field's top 10 for right now. And just behind Stubbs, though, you're going to have AJ Evangelista catching on up here with some big-time help from the 92 and the 67 working together here, even though they're, actually, I think, yeah, they're like Cubby's a lap down, at least. But, yeah, that's it. Here we come.
Yeah, the time is now, and Connor Leach is leading this thing. He's from Canada. Right on his bumper, up 17 spots, Kevin Winker, who likes to pride himself in America stuff. We'll see if they kind of have a battle for the country. God save the Queen, or, vice versa with George Washington and all the cool stuff we do here in America. We don't bow to the Queen here in America. But we'll see what happens with the guys up front.
Of course we're not going to bow to the Queen because it's a king.
Well, it's a song too. It's like "God Save the Queen." That's their anthem up there in Canada. I don't understand it when there's no queen.
It's "God Save the whoever's in charge."
So they change it.
Yeah.
Now it's "God Save the King."
Yeah.
No, I heard the lady sing it the other day, and she still said "Queen." I thought.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. We're not Canadian experts by any means.
Yeah.
But either way, in America, we don't have no king or queen, even though some people think they are. We have freedom. We love freedom and eagles. Jessica Stubblefield says she was tech savvy to do some of those graphic commercials. They always do so good over there at DEP.
Yeah, that they do. But if you're looking to do something like that, reach on out to Track Bar Media. They've got some of the skills to pay the bills.
Yeah, they put that together. Track Bar Media is real good company. Check them out if you want something done like that.
Take a look here. It's the 89 Mike Adamson trying to get around a couple other drivers here. One of these chase packs trying to work well with the aid of Dylan Bryant here to sneak past the 31 of Milner, 73 of Kelleher there as well. Meanwhile, AJ Evangelista still working well with his lap traffic buddies. Looks like the 9 of Tommy Welsh has caught just enough of their draft to try to join back on up with him. Meanwhile, though, up back here at the front with 6 laps left to go, Connor Leach still out in front.
Yeah, this isn't like Talladega where if you're in first coming out of turn 4, you're not going to win most likely. You still have a chance here to win at Daytona if you're in the front, but it's still difficult because the whole pack is coming after you. You are the target up front, and that's kind of what makes it fun on that final lap, too. And we'll see some cool action here. Oh, there we go. 31's around.
Oh, no. There it goes as the 31 goes spinning topsy and turvy. And that's going to bring out the yellow flag and tighten everything on up here once again for a nice little showdown. Sundown showdown there. Ooh, man, things got violent.
Yeah, and was that... I'm not sure what caused that. The 31 did get into the wall, come back down, and I think there were some slower cars on the track too that might have affected that crash.
22 Chuck Kiger down along the yellow line. Ooh, 31 there was a little bit of a bobble there underneath him here with the 78. Just gets up into the outside wall just a little bit, and it does that old springboard where it just launches them back down across the track, and 31 goes for a ride. Same thing with that 478 Chris Jordan, who's had a really rough night of it here tonight.
We got some good comments in the chat. I know we had a crash here. It was pretty interesting, but Jessica Stubblefield says the Queen is dead, LOL. Jason Willardson says the Queen is dead, but bald eagles still fly. Checkmate, Canada. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I love our Canadian friends. We have to have a little bit of fun with them, you know. We outnumber them a little bit, but we can they're a friendly group, but I don't think anybody's trying to be mean or hateful to Canada. I love my Canadian friends, especially like I like trailer park boys. That's what I think of when I think of Canada. And I just think of people being nice, and Tim Hortons, isn't that like a Canadian thing? Brand, you would know that. I don't know. Tim Hortons donuts and coffee or something like that.
Hey, I'm a Dunkin' guy.
Oh, okay. So you're American. I get it. It's no big deal. Some people are coming down, getting some pit stops. I don't know what they're gonna get repairs. Maybe a splash of fuel. Not quite sure. But the guys up front are not pitting. Well, it's going to be a green-white checker or close to one.
I think we're going to see ourselves a green-white checker here before the official green-white checkers.
Oh, it's the unofficial official.
The unofficial official.
Yeah. So it's going to be a sprint, a shootout. This is where we're going to see some mayhem. I'm pretty sure this may cause at least one more violent crash and anger, which would be A-OK in my book.
It's most definitely a possibility there, buddy. Which, of course, I know you're all for.
I am. I love the pain and hatred and evilness. I like seeing people, threaten people to come across state lines to whoop somebody. We've seen that before. I know I've mentioned it a million times, but that was the thing. I heard with my own ears this guy threatening to whip some other kid because of racing. That was pretty fun. That's how intense it gets out there with these guys sometimes. And I think it's just kind of in the moment thing. They don't mean it, but they say dumb things, and it makes for some good entertainment. I'll tell you that. Speaking of entertainment, Jason Willardson says the Canadians are friendly. My Canadian friends love the razzing, but their comebacks are just sorry about that, eh? Oh, that's funny. Canadians. I mean, I wish we could just annex them and bring them in, they can be a part of our community, I like them enough. Just take them in. We'll call it, America. They'll just be like a part of America. We'll just make states out of their provinces, eh?
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see here as we're going to get back going here with a green-white checker finish just to re-inform all those people that may not be familiar with these rules of a green-white checker finish. Well, here's how they go. We're going to take to the green flag the next time these drivers go back across that start-finish line, and they're going to race and race and race, and if the leader comes back around and crosses the line one more time to take the white flag, which signifies one lap to go, then we're going to race that one on out, no matter how much carnage ends up behind the field or what goes on out there. But if something happens and these guys get a little too angry at each other and some mustard gets laid out, well, then we get re-racked and stacked up and do it all again.
Man, that very well could happen, because aggression and anger is through the roof right now. They've been sitting in the rig for at least an hour. They're antsy, especially the guys up front. If you're in the top 10, I guess if you're on the lead lap at this point, you can win this thing. So they're going to get after it, and we're about to see some cool mayhem and awesomeness.
And that they are, as here it comes. Pace car down onto pit road, which means it's time to buckle up, strap on those drinking helmets, and throw inhibition out the window. green, white checker racing here at Daytona as the 98 gets a good jump off the start immediately up to that high side in front of the 42 of Kevin Winker. You can see there the 05 of PJ Cox trying to get that bottom line all worked on up and back around here, but man, that top line is where that speed is. 33 Paul Ferdiani and the 18 of Joshua Moore trying to stick together up there as well as the field makes their break down that start, down the backstretch.
Well, we got a Canadian still in the lead at this point. Looks like we got some takers on that bottom line. That's where we're going to see some action happen.
That indeed is the 92. He's not wasting any time. He's going to try to get his nose on up in there as well as there goes the 42, leaving the comfort of behind the 98 of Connor Leach as they come back down across the line. White flag is out, so this is it. The final lap of the race here tonight at Daytona. 33 of Paul Ferdiani trying to push the 42 with all of his might. Meanwhile, the 32 trying to push the 98. Up there with all of his might as the field works its way in magic down through turns 1 and 2 onto the back straightaway here. Ooh, looks like Chris Klein dropping down to the apron. Some people slipping and sliding, bobbing and weaving, trying to find whatever run they can as there goes Nick Biddy down with a late move down just before corner 4 is the 18. Oh no, the 18 not quite clear. Gets up in between himself and the 42. Gets all triangulated and miscombobulated as the 8 gives the 98 one big final shove. Does the 8 have enough of a run? No, he does not. As the 98 comes across by a nose in front of the 8, followed by the 32 of Nick Biddy.
Oh, that was wild. And Canada beat us, guys. Canada won, eh? What a good job by Connor Leach doing a clean block. It caused some stuff to happen behind him. And wow, I think teammates kind of took each other out there near the end. I think Winker might have hit the 18. That was nuts.
To me, it looked like the 18 was trying to squeeze himself into a spot that wasn't really there.
Well, I agree with you there. But aren't they teammates? I mean, it happens. It's the last lap, so you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, absolutely. As we go ahead and take a look back here at the absolute madness coming through turns 1 and 2, everything looking stable there, and then the 18, yeah, just no, that wasn't it. I thought that was it. Ooh, the one shifting around, and then there goes
They're having the conversation.
there goes the 32. Now here comes the 18 trying to squeeze himself down, but there really wasn't any room there, and hey, everything started all falling apart. Meanwhile, there goes a great push and move there from the 8 trying to maybe do that last second dive bomb. And man, if this was Talladega, I think the 8 would have gotten that.
Yeah, he would have had the extra run to get where he needed to be. You know, man, that was just crazy what happened right behind him. All the mayhem, and kind of let the leaders, just kind of run their race at the last, 800 yards or so.
Well, as the field took the white, I didn't see anybody really go flying. I'm looking. Oh, 00 Joe Bennett having rough and tumble down there. That's probably what you caught on there, Jason, is the 00. Oh, yeah, he hits. Oh, no, and then Mountain Dew 9 gets snagged up in it. Oof, man, that was a hard bounce there for the 9 of Welch.
Yeah, that's insane. And Jessica's happy with Timothy's Stubblefield and the 92. He up 18 spots, made himself a nice top 5, so that was a good job. I think we've seen him improve over the time, since we've been watching him race. He's really getting better, and top 5 is definitely respectable.
That indeed it is. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and find our way down to the podium and start talking with some of these drivers. Like we can talk to tonight's third place finisher. It's going to be the 32 of Mr. Nick Biddy with a fantastic bid there at the end to try to pick up the win here, Nick, but just not quite enough. But you're able to at least stay ahead of the carnage and have a great podium finish here tonight.
Needed one more push, and we'd have had that one. That's dang, almost.
Man, I'll tell you what, that got a little hairy at the end, but you're right. You could have had just a little bit more, and you'd have been right there. I'll tell you what, a third is super respectable, especially at a track like this. So tough. How hard was it out there just trying to stay concentrated and get through the thing?
Well, and especially with as many, we had what, two, three green flag pit stops here on this one.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you how hard it is to win in this league. I mean, it's tough. I kind of joked with the number 8 on the radio there at the end. The 32 was as good a push as the 98 was. So, but no, congratulations on winner, and it was a pretty decent race, and appreciate you guys.
Awesome, man. Well, great finish up there on that third step of the podium here. Nick, before we let you go, I don't know if Adam asked you this, but do you have like any actual other shout outs or anything like that?
No, man, just check out Nick Bitty Designs on Instagram. Thanks to my team, Joe and Mike Corvo, and appreciate you guys. I was watching someone else's another league that I run in, their broadcast, and you guys really do a top-notch service. I've been meaning to tell you guys that, but I guess it's the first time I've talked to you since then. But you guys are doing a great job, and keep up the hard work.
Oh, man, well, we really appreciate it out there just as much as I'm sure you appreciate a fantastic third place finish here on that podium here tonight. Well, congratulations there, Nick, and we look forward to seeing you back out here in action again next week there, buddy.
Yes, sir. See you guys later.
Man, that was nice of him to
I
say.
know, right?
I appreciate that. Even English didn't hear to hear the niceness. I like some of that. When they give us a little compliment, we do appreciate that.
Man,
but go ahead there.
Sweet. Pull on up tonight's second place finisher. And man, if this was Talladega, I'd put money on that. That might have been a winning run there for the 8 machine at Dylan Bryant, doing that last little shoving move. Man, that was a pretty dang good run from the 8 machine there at the end tonight.
Yeah. I got a EOL from accident from last week, and I had to start like 20th something place, and I got up like 13th, 14th, and then that big wreck happened, and I didn't use my fast repair then, and I was a little bit down on speed, and my teammate Michael was helping me, and we stayed on the lead lap, and we got that lucky caution at the end, so that called us back up.
Well, caught it back up. It did, and I'll tell you what. If this was Dega, Brown and I were talking about, I think you'd have had it there with your run there at the end. You'd have had that extra 500, 800 yards or so to get the win. But nonetheless, great job out there tonight. What were your thoughts about the race?
Much cleaner after the first caution. I really didn't expect that, and but we kind of needed a relaxing night low, and I told Nick was like, you could have pushed me, and I'm not there to finish third. I am there to win, and that's why I shoved the leader as hard as I did, because he I wanted the outside, like it was obvious I wanted the outside, and he kind of blocked it, so I moved in and I shoved him past second, where the leader at that time. And then I got cleared, and it was a good close finish. I'm proud of second. I would rather have first place, but I will live to fight another day.
Awesome, man. Well, great job driving out there for that 8 machine of Mr. Dylan Bryant. Before we let you go here, Dylan, you got any final shout outs or anything like that there, bro?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to All-Star Racing, Albert and Michael and myself. We had some bad luck tonight, and Albert got behind, and I think we got two cars in the top 10. So I know Albert's pumped up about that, and then of course Derek, every admin and stuff with NTRL, they do a great job and spend hours on going back and watching the replays of the race, and then of course the sponsors, DP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Track Bar Media, Martin Sports, Davidson Builders, Track Dogs Racing, and shout out to them. They do a lot for the league, and guys, of course, y'all are the AAA broadcast guys. I love y'all to death. I think that y'all are the best, and I'm really excited to run multiple races a week with y'all as the broadcasters.
Awesome.
That's nice. Appreciate that.
Always
Thank
do
you.
appreciate it there, brother. And again, congratulations on the fantastic finish here tonight, up there in second after getting that EOL there for the penalty, man. Great driving for the 8 machine, and good luck coming up here in the next few races you got.
All right, guys, y'all have a great night.
And with that, we move on up one more position, and this will be your race winner here tonight. Gonna be the lone Canadian here this evening as well, and so how fitting would it be to finish on that top step? Mr. Connor Leach picking up the W here for the 98 machine. Man, Connor, congratulations on picking up the win. Hard fought, kind of messy there right around lap 10 when that first big one happened, but looks like everything got squared away for you.
Yeah, it was that was a close finish. I guess big wreck happened behind. I don't know who squeezed the bottom line, came down. It was just mayhem, and then I figured I didn't have a chance. Usually, when your lead car coming down the line, you're getting swamped by somebody. But I made a block on the 8 up top, and then I think the 32 or whoever went down low, and I wanted to go down there, and then just blocked the top and got a big push and like ran down the line, and like it was close. That was a good race, so really fun.
Yeah, and that block you're talking about was like, it was the perfect block. It was, blocking is part of racing, but I think it really kind of slowed him down just enough to get where you needed to be to win this thing. So talk about that. And I got one more dumb question for you, because we asked that during the race. Is it, since the Queen is dead, is it still God Save the Queen in the song, or do you have to sing God Save the King? That's just us dumb Americans. We don't know. So if you can answer those two for me.
I'm not too sure if they've changed that over. I guess they should. I don't know. I haven't heard the song in quite a while.
Okay.
I have no idea. I'll have to look into that, and I'll let you know.
All right. Well, what about that block, though? Because that was super important. And
Yeah, it was a little late, and like I knew I had to make it. If I got dumped, I got dumped. Whatever, it's the way it goes. But Dylan was nice enough. I think he probably had to check up a little bit and pushed me along, and it was got down to the wire there. It was a good race, and I should have had a freaking speeding penalty on the first pit stops. I think Winker went down, and I right as he went down, I kind of made a last minute call to go with him because I wanted to be with him. He was pretty good out there. He was good pushing me, and then I think I went across the pit line at like 82 mile an hour, and then slowed it right down to like 30 to try to get the average speed down, and got into my pit box, no penalty, so lived to fight another day. And yeah, if I had got that, I would have been out of it for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations still goes to the 98, Mr. Connor Leach. Before we let you go there, buddy, do you got any final shout-outs or anything like that?
You guys, man, for doing the broadcast. Derek, for putting on this league. It's been super fun. This is kind of I think this is the first league I've ever really joined on iRacing, and it's been a blast. I guess every race up until the last race, and this one, it's just been going really bad for me, making bad decisions, and pits, and get wrecked out and whatever. But it's good to have 2 really good finishes in a row.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations on the big W here tonight, Mr. Connor Leach, your big winner at Daytona, man. Go ahead, go celebrate it, and we look forward to seeing you back out here in action again next week there, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm going to have a nice cold beer on you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I wonder if he's drinking an Elsinore or maybe a Molson, eh? Not quite sure, but maybe. I'm glad that he won this thing. We had a good conversation about Canada, United States, and he won. Canada's better tonight, so we have to say that, Brown.
Well, we don't have to, but that is the fact of the matter. As we go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Connor Leach picking up that big-time win, finding himself on that top step of the podium. We're going to have the 8 of Dylan Bryant having a solid run here as well, finishing there in second. 32 Nick Biddy having a great run to round out that podium in third. 42 of Kevin Winker hangs on for a great 4th place finish. How about that 92 of Timothy Stubblefield cracking up inside of that top 5 here tonight, having a fantastic run there at the end. 13 of Paul Durkee having a great run as well. trying to keep that nose clean. Same thing with the 89 of Mike Adamson as they were coming down through on turns 3 and 4 there. Looked like they had a shot, but kind of got checked up due to some of the contacts being had out there, but able to do so. 005 AJ Evangelista, he fought back for a great 8th place finish here tonight with the 73 of Josh Kelleher up 21, your hard charger of the evening, finishing here tonight in 9th with the 33 of Paul Ferdiani, the gambler, rounding out the field's top 10. 11th will be Mr. Scott Milner in that 31 machine, with Tristan Cotton having a pretty good comeback. He qualified kind of back there in the back, but able to work his way up into 12th. 6th of Joe David finding his way home to 13th, with Joshua Moore in the 18 in the last lap there, having a big heavy contact, dropping back to 14th with the 05 of PJ Cox, who was having a fantastic run here this evening. Unfortunately, that caution kind of came out in a bad time for him there, and he finds himself back down in 15th.
Yeah, number 1 of Derek Welch. He went flying early on in the race, ended up 16th. 19th, Brandon Coleman, first car, a lap down, 17th. And 18th, Nathan Stanley in the 67 car. 76, Patrick Mahaney, ended up 19th. 48 is Zeth Holly. 20th, 21st, 00 Joe Bennett. Number 25, Lucas Lyons, started out front early, had some issues, ended up 22nd. 23rd, we'll have Chris Klein in the 51 car. 27, Michael Eden. 24th, 25th, double nickel, Tom Barish. He's sitting there, and 25th. 22, Chuck Kiger. 26th, number 7, Mike Corvu. Shows 3 laps down, 27th place. 99, America's driver, Albert Anderson. He ends up 28th. Not the night he would have liked, but we've seen him have some good runs and this recently, so he'll be back. 29, Thomas Welch in the 9 machine. 78, Christopher Jordan. He ended up 30th, and Mark Collins. Unfortunate there, but he's 20 laps down and 31st.
And that is your field here this evening from Daytona. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and having a great time with us here tonight. And of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell as you get alerted every single time that we go live with some great race and action, and you don't want to miss a single second of it. And of course, it's free. It's free to do. You don't pay anybody any dimes or nickels. It's just for your ease of notification. And of course, as always, we do also appreciate it if you put a thumbs up to each video as well, so that way we can continue to fool this YouTube algorithm and making more and more people forced to watch us on their For You kind of page or section or whatever on the YouTubes. Of course, we also have to say a big thank you to tonight's race sponsor, Holler Boys Racing. Be sure to go check out Holler Boys Racing TV for some fantastic racing action during the week as well. Do some fantastic broadcasts over there. Of course, we also have to say a huge big thank you to Martin Sports as well as Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, and Track Bar Media for being proud sponsors of the NTRL here this season. Thank you guys so very much, for without your help, man, it would not be a good time for these drivers. You guys make it just a little bit better. So with that, looks like we close things on down here for tonight, but don't you worry, we return tomorrow night, as if I believe I'm correct. Let me just double check here. Oop, that's not the right league. No, that's the Super Speedway League. Next Gen Cup. Okay, there we go. That's the one that I wanted. As I believe we are going to Chicagoland tomorrow night.
Oh, that'll be fun. I hadn't done that one in a while. That'll be real interesting.
Yeah, that one it is. So be sure to stay tuned tomorrow night for some more great racing action. But until then, I'm Alan Brown for the missing Alan English and the real Adam Turner. We're signing off.
See ya.